Shalom. Real quick, I'm just going to provide some context behind the gaslight narrative of white supremacy and why there's an epidemic of atheism in the House of Gentiles. In numerous videos, I give you the same or similar rhetoric for a reason. It needs to stick. Certain things just need to stick. They need to burn in your memory bank. Majority of students of academia are smart. Just like a parrot, a domesticated parrot. They're smart. Parrots do not comprehend as far as filtering system. Compartmentalizing things. Processing power as it pertains to the method, the measure, the scope, how information is deciphered, internalized, then processed, then compartmentalized, and filtered out, overall filtered out, how things are filtered out. Three masters in a home. Three masters in a home. For example, one speaks English, one speaks Spanish, one speaks Cantonese. The parrot cannot discern English, Spanish, Cantonese. It can discern the utterance, the sound, the vernacular, okay? Of the utterance. Consider, and for those who may want to correct me if I'm off a little bit, no, I do not study parrots. No, I do not study the brain of parrots. I'm just freestyling off discernment. What I discern within my anointing, anyway. Consider hopscotch. I think. Well, scratch that. Consider stars in the sky, nighttime. Stars in the sky, okay? Firmament. verse 7. The way you would take your finger, point it up towards heaven, if you wanted to draw correlation or to connect the dots. Alright, if you wanted to try to connect the stars, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm sure what that parrot is doing as it pertains to the master that speaks English, the master that speaks Spanish, the master that speaks Cantonese. The syllables of each dialect. The parrot can simply connect the dots. Okay, the syllables, the nature of the syllables of that dialect, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and just recite it back. Okay, copy, paste, replicate. I'm sure that's what his brain is doing. Some sort of system. Copy, paste, replicate. Okay. It cannot discern. This is English. This is Spanish. This is Cantonese. It cannot comprehend or fathom the same measure. Those three masters can comprehend and fathom what they release into the atmosphere. Okay, what they speak. The same measure. Those three masters can discern their own native tongue. Okay. Its operating system of the parrot is simply receiving, memorizing, and parroting, okay? Recycling precisely, 100%. Listen to the words, let me get there. Recycling precisely, 100% accuracy, whatever was imparted unto it, back unto that master, okay? Here we go. Academia. And I'm just not going to touch on it's just massive variance. The coping mechanism, escape mechanisms, defense mechanisms, trauma, scar tissues, open wounds, fallout, soft PTSD symptoms, traumatic experiences, neglect parents, neglect household, physical abuse, emotional abuse, torture, sex abuse. What's denoted by soft PTSD like symptoms, fallout, neglectful parents, back to coping mechanisms, escape mechanism, defense mechanisms, in the application of quote-unquote excuses that will lead one to enroll. Let me get there. Enroll into the school of thought, atheism. Okay. As a deflect technique, okay? Deflective technique. Okay? Okay? Now this is only part of the variance. This is not a universal application. This is just one fraction of massive variance. The various ways the enemy has his way with the creation on this earth. Okay. Okay. Alright. Very early ages in life, pointing the finger at God. Spirit of bitterness, spirit of hate, spirit of unforgiveness, disdain, malice, strife, spirit of confusion, spirit of ignorance, etc. Okay, all right. Back to school of thought, atheism. Okay, that will lead one to enroll. Okay. My umbrella, the epidemic of atheism in the house of Gentiles. Okay. Right beside it, white supremacy with a question mark. Okay. As rhetorical. Okay. Hebrew Jew. Hey, this is not satire again. Hey, this just how the Holy Spirit gives it to me. Okay. Hebrew Jew walks into a school of thought of higher learning. That's a reverse gaslight. Okay. Atheism. Okay. Wanders around the halls or wanders through the halls. Sits, observes the classrooms. From bell to bell, makes chit chat. The clock strikes 12. Lunchtime. The Hebrew Jew dialogues and dialogues and dialogues with the other students, the other kids, God's children. Okay. Not to get into every single vessel, every single bloodline on this earth are not of God. I'm not touching that right now. Every single bloodline is not of Christ. It's every creature on this planet is not God's child. Off the pivot, dialogues and dialogues and dialogues with the children. Some point things get kind of tense. Very uncomfortable, elongated stares. from both sides, the Hebrew Jew and the other Gentiles. Various moments, limbo moments, lost in translation, disconnects, meaning awkward silence. To complement the elongated stares, as if the Hebrew Jew is some sort of alien. Okay. Yeah, we gonna get to today. Eventually, things get to the point. Gentiles begin to release a strange word into the atmosphere. Are you depressed, Perry? Are you suicidal, Perry? Some of the Jezebelic women. Are you lonely, Perry? Are you gay, Perry? Where's your girlfriend? Why don't you fornicate? Where's your wife? Where are your children? How come you don't pay child support? How come you don't pay alimony? Eventually, you have to let a woman stand over you, stand under you, dominate you. You don't have a choice, Perry. Do you want to be alone? Do you need medical attention, Perry? All within this lunchroom. See, because all of these hang-ups, disconnects, lost in translation, limbo moments, these windows of awkward silence. When the various Gentiles, male, female, sex, release a strange word unto that Hebrew Jew, that Hebrew Jew is trying to discern in the back of his mind what is the problem? What is wrong with these Gentiles? Do they not have a home? Listen to the words. Do they never leave these four walls? Where are their parents? Where are their family? Do they never leave this building? Do they never graduate? What kind of bizarre world is this? Is there anyone to claim these kids? Do they not understand sovereign power? Do these kids not understand they cannot live here forever? This is a school of thought. As the Hebrew Jew tries to decipher, decode, discern the dry, dead, lifeless animation. The stoic conversations. With the various Gentiles, if actions are louder than words, body language, facial expressions, the stoic conversations. Where do they sleep? Who raises them? Who takes care for them? As this Hebrew Jew desperately tries to discern how they do not realize, why they do not realize or understand there is life beyond these four walls. There is a whole city and state. There is a whole continent. There is a whole world outside these four walls. The Hebrew Jew does not understand what's going on here. As the snickering, the whispering, the superior complex at the top of the decimal in the narcissistic laughter, okay, at the top of the decimal in the pitch range, the grandiose in the base of the decimal, when they release quote-unquote laughter into the atmosphere, a demonic utterance in this application. In this application. Is that white supremacy? Not rhetorical. Is that white supremacy? Back to the top of the utterance, near the top of the utterance, the gaslight narrative. And the reverse psychology behind the logic and the rhetoric. Okay? Of white supremacy. Is that intellectual superiority? Yes or no? Why won't these kids leave? Where are their parents? They cannot live here. There is a whole entire planet outside these four walls. That Hebrew Jew will swear up and down he's crossed over into some bizarre world. I got the point across. I don't have to be ultra detailed with the visual. Just because a parrot with micro precision, whatever you want to call it, 100% accuracy, can receive an utterance, internalize it on that parrot's operating system, processing power, internalize it, copy, paste, recite it back unto the master of the house. Does not make the parrot intelligent, just makes the parrot smart. For that illustration, the master of the home would be intelligent, quote unquote. The parrot is just smart. And then the parrot can be trained. Listen to the words. The parrot can be trained and become educated. Please listen to the words. That does not make the parrot intelligent. Depending on how the master trains the parrot can only become educated. By becoming educated, the parrot is now smart, but not intelligent. Just put all the pieces together of your own hand history, your own prior sequence of events, inadvertently interacting with Gentiles. Keyword, inadvertently. Just put the pieces together for yourself. The road rage, the tailgating, you look up in your rear view mirror. They look like they're having a cerebral stroke. You've done absolutely nothing but drive the posted speed limit. Their animations are as if, well, they've already lost their temperature. Their animations are if they're going to next have some sort of cerebral stroke. Is that white supremacy? Is it? Inability to measure physics, rate of speed traveled at X amount, distance, rate of speed travel at X amount, distance. Okay, the momentum. Okay, as far as reckless endangerment, lack of self-respect, value of human life, the annual death tolls. What percentage from what tribe are a part of those death tolls? Why or why not? Are those death tolls white supremacy? As far as physics, inertia, you don't know this person from Adam or Eve on your bumper. You look up for a second in your rear view. They've already lost their temperature. At a non-cognitive reactionary level. Is that white supremacy? In the workplace, melanated person says anything intelligent, narcissistic, non-cognitive reactionary triggers. Not to get into the bone marrow. All type of variants there, but specifically the unintelligible, miscellaneous languages. By unintelligible languages, rolling the eyeballs, all of this. When you discern animations or body language, everything works in uniformity. Everything is uniform. When a person is innocent, when a person is guilty, when a person is lying, being deceitful, all of their members work in uniform with whatever they release, into whatever word they release into the atmosphere. Word, okay? Here I described unintelligible language. Release a word, body language, facial expressions, unintelligible languages, miscellaneous languages. Release a word. Unintelligible languages. Release a word. Okay, that's still an utterance. The rolling the eyeballs. Those are utterances. That's an entire conversation in of itself. Circumstantial. Okay? Circumstantial. General. In context with a grain of salt. Circumstantial. That's as far as I'm gonna go with that with the workplace scenarios right now. To be honest, I have to pump this gas. I have to get to my destination. Don't have time to go in depth. All the various workplace scenarios with Gentiles who are quote unquote equal to you or your superior quote unquote, which is such a deceptive word. I understand for purposes of order, balance in the workplace, but your superior is such a strange connotation. So separatist. Anyway, the heavenlies, the underworld, the spirit realm, angels, demons. While the Hebrew Jew is saying English, the Gentiles are saying Spanish. Both are scratching their heads for polar opposite reasons. In the back of the mind of the Gentile, is Perry depressed? Is Perry lonely? Is Perry sad? Is Perry suicidal? Why does he go on and on and on and on about this so-called quote-unquote outside world? What is Perry's problem? We respect you, Perry. We care for you, Perry. Dude, there's nothing out there. And then the Hebrew Jew, like I said again, scratching his head for the polar opposite reason. The differences of English and Spanish, night and day. Why won't these Gentiles ever leave this building? What don't they understand about life outside these four walls? Okay. Tomato, tomato. Okay. What don't they get about the sunrise, the sunset, the seven seas, the wilderness, the wildlife? Why don't they ever leave these four walls? Why does this Jew never talk about anything but life outside these four walls? Okay, you got the gist. Is that white supremacy? This is not satire. This is not mockery. Is that white supremacy? Is that intellectual superiority? Is it? Or is it the polar opposite? Genetically, intellectually, as it pertains to vast majority of scientific journals. Why won't they leave this school? Do they ever graduate? Where are the parents? Do they ever age? Don't they grow up? Don't they ever graduate? Why do they not understand you cannot live here forever? This is not a place of residence. This is not your home. This is a school. And then their narrative, you copy and paste, except you just reverse it. Why do you go on and on about life beyond these four walls? There is no life beyond these four walls. There is no seven seas, Perry. There are no angels and demons, Perry. There is no wildlife, Perry. There is no sunset, sunrise, Perry. All there is this school. There's nothing else outside this school, Perry. Are you depressed? Are you sad? Are you suicidal? Are you lonely? Okay, you got the gist. Is that white supremacy? Is that intellectual superiority? Man, I'm out of time. I'm out of time. All praise unto the Most High Abba Yah, His Son Jesus the Christ of Nazareth, Yeshua HaMashiach. Shalom.